Since this is YouTube, so I don't need to add periods to work around a fucking censor, I can talk about 2WWF easier. It's been mentioned a bunch of times since our return, especially since new changes made to the Fed have been noted to be similar, so I can ask you some questions about the place. How do you feel things are currently going there?
I think they're going pretty well considering that when I first got there, it wasn't even close as active as it is now, and it's been 3 months now, right?
Yeah,
We're
about
on
that.
a, we're midway through our third month,
Yeah.
so and we still have about 70% people showing on every card. Most of the people who no show are just busy that week
So
or stuff.
75% was on the last show.
Oh yeah, that was a really good show too.
Mm.
We still have to archive that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think we're doing pretty well on that. Main events have been great, and a lot of great matches came from that tournament, like you versus Story, me versus Story, Story versus Micro.
Yeah. Fucking
A lot of
story.
great stuff. Me versus Ripper, and you versus Ripper for Eddie. Eddie brought out great matches with both of us.
Well, there was me and Rob last night, or was that you?
Oh yeah, that was. I haven't gotten to read that yet. I was gonna read it yesterday, but didn't get a chance.
I actually did a finish for that.
Yeah, I saw that. I was about to read it earlier, then I got busy doing something.
Yeah, I posted it on XWA
Yeah,
already.
yeah, that's where I saw that.
Yeah, so make sure to read that. But
Oh,
moving on, what made you decide to join 2WWF in the first place?
I'm not sure who was in the conversation. I remember it was a mass conversation on MSN when I was still a noob for eFeds.
Hmm.
I was basically just in there because I was just trying to get along with everybody, trying to get to know everybody better. At one point, I think it was you who mentioned that there's a whole campaign trying to get 2WF new members. I didn't even know what 2W was yet.
Yeah.
You're like, and I was like, I'll join you. Like, you gave me a link so you'd get the points for it or something because you had some thing where you would get a prize or whatever for getting the most people into the Fed.
Yeah, I forgot what the prize was,
And
but yeah, I think I won it. Like
yeah.
Ross.
At the time, I don't even remember why I actually joined. I don't think I had much on my. I didn't write that much back then. It wasn't back when I started doing 50-page matches for chambers and stuff.
Yeah.
So
What do you think is 2WWF's best aspect and its worst?
you skipped the question.
I did?
Yes,
Oh,
18.
oh yeah, I kept scrolling. Alright. Well, do that one first, since I already asked it, and then we'll do the next one
Okay.
for it. Yeah.
Okay then. Well, the best aspect would be the level of competition. I think from all the members, like you can't just rise up. You can't come from another Fed and automatically be the best. I don't think
Yeah.
you would have to go through guys like Story, Eddie, you, and me. And I really think we have a great in Minkro. There's like so many people you can name that
Mike.
could beat anybody else.
Both
Oh yeah,
Mike,
definitely
actually.
like yeah,
Rob.
almost any of the members can beat any of the other members at some
Yeah.
point. I mean, Story seems unbeatable, but I think all of us have come pretty close. I was the farthest, but I came.
I've
I
beaten him
put.
before, just not.
Yeah, I mean, people have beaten him, so it's not like it's impossible. It's just
Yeah.
he's been on a good run.
Yeah.
The level of competition, even on the lower card, is pretty good. You have to really work to get better.
Yeah.
It forces you to get better.
All right.
The
Now.
worst,
Oh wait. What
the
is?
worst
Oh,
aspect, if you kind of have the block, there seems to be to really be a good member. I remember when I first got there, I didn't really feel like I was part of the group until near its death.
yeah.
And even then, it was kind of I was one of the few guys left, so I was just kind of at it. And I think because I was quiet, it was hard to really get me in there. But right now, I think most of the newer members are too far spread out to really be a full 2WF member. And what it seemed like so many of them were on like 3 or 4 feds. They didn't really take time to become a 2WF member.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to that question I accidentally skipped. How much do you feel like being there has made you improve any fetting?
That would be you and Jeff. Very easily, because you and Jeff were the guys' advice that I really took seriously.
Actually, I said how much, not who did.
Well,
How much do you feel you've improved from me fitting there?
well, considering that it took me 3 months to go from opener to
Right now?
a main event, not only a main eventer in XWA and upper mid Carter and 2WF.
Yeah.
It took 3 months, and I was only there for that long, so it really showed how well you guys were really helping out there.
Yeah.
So I became really good at it, and I was forced to compete hard for that.
Mm.
Like I mentioned, I wanted like level competition.
Yeah, we upped the competition there, definitely. Alright, currently, you're both on the 2WWF GM team and the XWA GM team. Your partners in 2WWF are Mike, Mikaro, and myself, of course. And your partners on XWA are the Soggy One and that Max Slut. Who do you enjoy working with more?
He's the 2WF team, I think, because it seems like we actually know what we're doing most of the time. I don't even know completely what's going on between Sog and Mac half the time. Like, Mac will be impatient, like a lot of people saw with the current card for Vendetta, or Mac just went and posted a card when Sog had things he already had planned.
Right.
So I'm not even sure if something's going to happen or something's not going to happen, because no one really tells me. Well, on 2WF, I can expect there to be a topic even if I don't reply to it.
Yeah.
I can at least know about it. I have no excuse not to know about it.
Alright. Let's get to some basic e-fetting questions. First, what do you think is your biggest flaw in match writing? What do you feel you need to improve the most on?
My description and my writing style really is like I have a really generic and as you see it style of writing. Like you don't see a lot of metaphors and similes put into mine. I just kind of say what's happening. And I think that's cost me quite a few times. Like when I was against Eddie, his description was just dead on, while mine was just kind of there.
Yeah.
So that happens a lot, and that's basically the only thing And my promos, that's not really an aspect of all match writing feds, but my promos, especially with TK, can be really weak. Because it's almost always the same thing. He's in front of a camera and raging about something.
Yeah. In the same right, what do you think you excel?
I would say on my spot choices, my overall setup for those. I mean, I used to be really terrible about all those. I would just think of a bunch of different spots and do them. Now I kind of think I come up with the general spots and then think of small stuff going in as I'm writing.
Yeah.
Spread it all out, make it make sense.
Yeah, you don't want to have a complete spot fest every second of the match.
Oh yeah, like our 30-minute hell match.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
What have been some of your favorite feuds and matches from any fed to be a part of?
I'll just start off with matches because there's a long list. I might as well get that out of the way. Starting off, that was TK versus Danny Diamond in our 60 Minutes in Hell match.
Like a boss.
That was probably my favorite to write, actually. Promos and all. Like,
yeah.
Especially Joey Miles.
Fucking Joey.
TK versus Mac versus Extreme Icon versus Hitman Alex back at, I think it was Mayhem number 13, my first year of betting.
Yeah.
That was the match that really showed a lot of what I learned from TWF, is because I almost won that match. I would have been a champion in a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
A world champion at that.
Yeah.
TK versus Snake in a 3 Stages in Hell match on Tino.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing about that I didn't like is the fact that I felt limited half the time because I was really getting into it. It's like you're writing 3 matches.
Yeah.
But I had to stop because I realized I was going to go over the limit because it counts the coding too. So I was like, fuck it. The next 2 are from a different fed altogether. I showed you, but you didn't stay on because it seemed the entire forum was pretty inactive. It was another fed called XWA.
Oh yeah, the other XWA.
The first one is TK versus Angelus, who was the world champion at the time for the world title, and 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah.
I didn't win that match, but I came pretty close. And I thought I did pretty well in there, so I had to start rushing at the end. So. Well, and that is TK versus Derek Jedi, which I actually posted on XWA earlier.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Which is one of the favorite hardcore matches I've ever written, just because it was just going out there and having some fun with it, because I knew I was going to win.
Nice.
And then I turned out I almost came close. So I was like, oh, snap. Then the next 2 are from the 2WF. TK versus Damian Ripper, which was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Then there was TK versus Mark Story in the street fight for the finals of the tournament, which I can probably say I at least got to.
Yeah. To be fair, that kind of your half of the tournament didn't really have that much competition in it.
Yeah, I think Fuse might have been my best competition if he hadn't just disappeared.
And Spike, if he actually did his own match writing.
Oh yeah. I remember before we found out he was cheating. I thought we were gonna have some fun with that one because it seemed like me and him were gonna make it to the finals. Yeah. It's gonna be Spike versus TK finally. Then we found out he cheated, and we just let Lucas beat him. It's like the worst way to send out
Lucas O'Neal. Even if you lose by no show, that's just a match you should quit your e-fetting career after.
Oh yeah. Okay, then there's TK versus Extreme Icon. I hate the result of that, but the match was so much fun to write.
Mm-hmm.
I did a whole. It was a House of
Clockwork
Clockwork.
Orange, House of Fun.
Yeah, it's like I wrote a whole promo based off a moment in the actual movie that title was based off of.
Mm.
That I had a lot of fun writing.
I remember I actually did one of those matches with Story, and it was Mark Story versus Clark Tater. I somehow managed to win a hardcore tournament with Clark, and Story's entire match post was a parody of that movie.
Oh my god, I need to read that now.
Yeah.
Was that on TWF, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I
It
need
was
to
when
find
we
that.
brought the hardcore title in.
Sweet.
What other matches you got?
TK versus James Best, which is probably one of the top matches during the time of Desire was around.
Yeah.
I remember Rob phrasing that match as being one of the best matches that he had read since Jeff and Story were facing each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good match. Back when Kane actually showed.
Oh yeah. Then TK versus Murad versus Minkro versus James Best, which you did not post for, but that was because you didn't mean anything. You were doing a storyline ending for your characters.
Yeah. Couldn't be asked.
But I had a lot of fun writing my post for that, where I got them all in the supermarket. Having I think it was Minkro. I had him spear Mirage into the aisles of alcohol. And finally on that list is the $1 Million Chamber match, which was against Spike, who probably stole his entire match from somewhere. I don't know where, considering how long that just shit was. But I lost by one category again. Always by one category.
Yeah.
But it was a fun match, especially with Joey Miles. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I had Danny Diamond and TK finding Akira, who had been crucified by Dante, in the middle of their locker room as a sign of what he was going to do to them.
Yeah.
And then TK and Danny were just messing with Akira, making jokes. And then Joey Miles threw a couple beer on him or something. It was like, fuck
Joey.
But for
I was actually
storyline,
asked about Joey today. Asked
oh wow.
if he would be coming back to XWA.
Oh no, I don't think for a while anyway. Maybe for special appearances, like something we have planned for much later on. But
Yeah,
I'm not gonna talk.
I asked him why the fuck he was asking me that. I don't run anything here anymore.
For storylines, I would have to say a actual Takumi TK storyline would be good. Eventually, and then there's gonna be. I would love for TWF to have TK and Danny Diamond finally have a real storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever actually had one.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had matches where Danny Diamond was talking about how TK is never going to be that top giant, but there's never been anything actually big except Danny Diamond making fun of him for always beating him.
Yeah. How long do you see yourself continuing to Fed actively?
So long as I'm still having fun with it, I'm really still actually surprised that I'm actually Fedding at this point. Because usually I start off a hobby and I don't want to do it anymore in less than a year. And now I've been Fedding for more than a year and a half now, and this summer it'll be 2 years.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like that too with the whole hobby thing, and yet I've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah, so there's a chance I could be doing this for decades.
Yeah.
If it's actually around in decades, who knows what's going to happen to Fedding in 20 years.
Yeah.
May not even exist.
Alright, where are we at? 25. Who are the top people you'd like to feud with or even have a match with in XWA? These can be people you've already had feuds with, or matches, or not.
I think I mentioned this, but with Sanu, I'd like to have a match with him at some point, even if I don't do a storyline.
Yeah.
Because I never got the chance when we had CRW going.
Mm-hmm. That could be an interesting match.
You gave up on it before we could ever have the match. You was like, oh, fuck, CRW is not going to last.
Yeah.
Then there's TK and Razor Extreme. That has to happen because I've been lobbying for that to happen ever since I joined. I was like, hey, Razor Extreme, fuck you. And it built up on that for months, and then it never happened because Razor retired. SIT is like, fuck Razor for retiring. And then never came back out.
Mm-hmm.
J-Health and Extreme Icon both owe me rematches eventually. Because I've gotten much better since both of those matches.
Yeah.
And then there's Mac. Because him and I have plenty of unfinished business, seeing as I had our last experience had me writing a promo of TK and Danny Diamond, torturing him in the middle of an warehouse.
Kinky. Alright.